Chapter 10. Robinson Makes a Hat. Refreshed and with renewed strength, Robinson awoke late the next morning, but he had a bad headache. The day before, the hot tropic sun had beat down on his bare head as he worked at his cave. He was so busy that he forgot to go into the shade from time to time, in order to shield himself from the scorching sunshine. He felt a new need. "I must make me a hat," said Robinson to himself. But how? He had no straw, no thread, and no needle. He looked around for a long time, but found nothing. The sun mounted even higher in the heavens, and shone hotter and hotter. He went to seek shelter at last in the deep shade of a nearby tall plant. As he stood there, he examined the plant more carefully. "Out of these leaves," he said, "I might make a hat." He climbed up the short stem of the plant and saw that it had not only leaves as long as himself, but between the leaves were big bunches of long, thin fruit, as thick as 3 fingers and similar in shape to a cucumber. He plucked the leaves and fruit and was about to eat some of the fruit when he heard near him a light stir as of some animal. He rolled the leaves and fruit together and hastened back to the cave. The bananas, for that is what the fruit proved to be, were sweet and refreshing. After he had eaten enough, he set immediately about making his hat. He broke off a couple of reeds. He bent one into a hoop, but the hoop would not hold without thread. Sometimes it was too large and sometimes too small, but it must fit his head. He pulled up grass and bound its ends together, but the grass stalks were not strong enough. He hunted until he found a tree whose inner bark was soft and came out in long fibers. He bound his reed with this. This, too, made the hoop soft so that it did not hurt his head. When the hoop was ready and fitted to his head, he found the banana leaves could not be used. Their veins ran straight from the midrib. This made them easily torn, and besides, they were too large. They were not the best shape. He saw that leaves about 1 foot long with broad and tapering points would be best. He saw, too, that if the leaves had their veins running parallel with the midrib, they would be stronger. He made search and at length found leaves that seemed made for his purpose. They were thick and leathery and tapered from base to apex like a triangle. He now proceeded with his hat making. He would take a leaf and lay it on the ground with the base toward him. Then he laid the hoop on the base of the leaf, wrapped it around the hoop, and fastened it with thorns. He did the same with other leaves. The thorns were his pins. At last he pinned the tips of the leaves together at the top, and the hat was ready. It looked just like a big cone, but it kept out the heat of the sun. Robinson now had corn and bananas, and when he was thirsty he drank a handful of water from the spring. He had been now 9 days on the island. Every day he looked out on the sea until his eyes ached to see if he might discover a ship. He could not understand why no ship came his way. "Who knows how long I must wait here?" he said sorrowfully. Then the thought came to him, "You will not be able to keep track of the days unless you write it down." Chapter 11. Robinson Makes a Hat.